Now, one of the greatest challenges arising from this crisis is a humanitarian crisis, and we understand that over about 2 million refugees have now fled Ukraine. And to give us an idea of how things are playing out on ground, we're joined by from Nairobi, Kenya, via Zoom, the Media Relations Delegate, International Committee of the Red Cross, Aliona Sinenko. Good to have you join us.
Thank you for having me.
So I understand that this crisis is in 3 levels. There are those who are trapped in Ukraine under bombardment. There are those who are on the move and trying to get out of Ukraine, and there are those who have now fled to safety in Poland, Hungary, and neighboring countries. What are the challenges in terms of the humanitarian needs of these 3 different sets of people?
Well, as the crisis continues, the challenges are increasing and the humanitarian situation is becoming more and more dire. So both for people who are on the move, we have seen, as you mentioned, almost 2 million people who fled their homes and who find themselves on the road in very difficult situation. And at the same time, we also have people who are still in Ukraine. Some of them, they're trapped in the cities like Mariupol, for example, where they're hiding in shelters, where there's lack of everything, where water, electricity, phone connectivity, medical care is becoming extremely scarce, and humanitarian situation is becoming more and more worrying.
And how bad can things get if this war continues and then safe corridors are not provided for people to leave Ukraine?
Well, people, whether there's going to be safe corridors or not safe corridors, people need a respite from the fighting, and people need also to be able to receive the humanitarian assistance. Doesn't matter where they are finding themselves. So yes, it is very important that the safe passage is organized for people who want to leave, but also for everybody. Getting the essential supplies, getting the essential medicines, food, water is extremely important, and we call on all the parties to the conflict to respect civilians and also to come to concrete specific agreements to allow the humanitarian actors to provide the essential help.
And give us a sense of the scale of the humanitarian crisis, and what are the basic needs right now for women? I understand that women who are pregnant, women who have babies and have left their baby needs behind, and these are some of the issues. So what are the basic needs for the refugees, and how can people support?
Well, inside Ukraine, inside the cities that are currently experiencing a high level of violence, it is the medical care was disrupted, and of course the people who are still inside in Ukraine, inside the cities, they need access to the essential medical care for their basic needs, and like pregnant women are obviously one of the most vulnerable groups of people. But just for everybody else, also for people who are on the run, like 2 million of them, it's an incredibly distressing situation. They basically have to to start their life from scratch, finding place to live.
Right.
And there's a lot of uncertainty, and also the psychological impact of the situation is extremely high.
Aliona, thank you to you and your team for the work you're doing, and we will our thoughts and prayers are with you. Please stay safe. That was the Media Relations Delegate, International Committee of the Red Cross, Aliona Sinenko.